Hello boys and girls, welcome to my preview of Bournemouth against Arsenal this weekend. The Premier League is finally back after that international break. It's been absolutely boring the last couple of weeks, but I'm one of those Arsenal fans who feel that the international break came at the right time for us. The one a month or so ago, I felt come at the wrong time. This most definitely come at the right time. 3 draws in our last league games. Still unbeaten in 16, but it's not been that great. There was a draw in there against Liverpool, and that was an exceptionally good performance from us. But last time out against Wolves and then Crystal Palace, we need to improve. So like I said, I feel this has come at a good time. Bournemouth, they're having a very, very good season. Last season, I tipped them to be relegated. And that wasn't a bad shout, and they did struggle throughout the course of the season. But this year, Eddie Howe has got them playing some really, really good football. They're 6th in the table. They're only 4 points behind us. They're above Manchester United. By the time this game kicks off, that may not be the case, but they're having a great season. Like I said, they're playing really, really well. And at home, they're a dangerous side. Very, very dangerous. So we can't take anything for granted. We can't go into this very light-hearted. We can't go into this thinking it's going to be a walkover, because we will come unstuck. And recently, our performances at Bournemouth have not been great. We lost last time out. Remember when we were 3-0 down and we had to salvage it back to 3-3? So it's not been that great over our last couple of visits, and we're going to have to put that one right. Unai Emery's going to have to get the team fired up. He's going to have to get them ready. They're going to have to be motivated, and they're going to have to put in a better performance if they want to pick up 3 points. Now, of course, it is a chance for us to go 17 games undefeated. But more importantly, it's a chance to get 3 points, get back to winning ways before we really start to get into the difficult period of the season. After this, we're playing Spurs at home and then Manchester United away. So we need to pick up 3 points. I've already said we've kind of lost that cushion that we had before our last 3 league games. If we would have drew against Liverpool but beaten Palace and Wolves, etc., we'd have had less pressure going into these kind of games and Spurs and Manchester United. But with us dropping points in those games, we can't afford to now. We have to beat Bournemouth. We have to beat Spurs. We have to get something at Old Trafford. That's as simple as that. Otherwise, all the good work we've done might not look that great. It might look a little bit less convincing than it has been. So let's not undo all that hard work. Let's go out there. Let's be professional. Let's get the 3 points. And then let's go into that massive game against Spurs next weekend. But for this one, let's get the job done. So with that said, let's go and get into the predicted lineup. In goal, pretty straightforward decision this one, and that's Bernd Leno. Cech is back from his injury, but Bernd Leno is the number 1, and it's pretty obvious why. Last time out against Wolves, he's the reason why we never lost. Pretty straightforward decision, and that's Bernd Leno. In the defence, first of all, at right back, we're going to go with Hector Bellerin. Stefan Lichtsteiner, he might be back from his hamstring injury, but he's not going to be starting the game. Hector's been doing really well this season in general, and pretty straightforward decision. Hector Bellerin at right back. Going to move into the central defensive area, and I know that Unai Emery's got a few selection headaches. First of all, I'm going to go with Rob Holding. I feel that he's the one who's been consistently playing and performing week in, week out, and that's what I'm actually going to go with. I think that Rob Holding gives us a bit of assurancy, and yeah, I'm going to go with Rob Holding in that position. Alongside him, I'm going to go with Sokratis. Kind of fell down the pecking order when he got injured against Everton a while ago, and then has had a couple of niggling injuries here or there. But I feel that he's back now, and I feel that he should be playing ahead of Mustafi. That's my opinion, and that's what I'm going to go with, Sokratis. In the left-back role, we're going to go with Kolasinac. Simple reason being is that Monreal is still injured and he's going to be out for a while. Longer, a couple more weeks at least. Kolasinac last time out against Wolves was not good at all. But he's the only other recognised left-back. You could go with Maitland-Niles in there, but I don't think you're going to do that over someone who specialises in that position. So I'm going to go with Kolasinac. Moving into the central midfield area, first of all, we're going to go with Lucas Torreira. And again, this is another straightforward decision. What can I say about the guy? There's not much I can really say about him. He's an absolute beautiful little man. Watched him during the international breaks, most notably the game at the Emirates against Brazil. A couple of tackles in particular on Neymar. Love that. But yeah, Lucas Torreira. Can't do without him at the moment. Very, very important to the way we're playing. So, yeah, Lucas Torreira in there. Alongside him, I'm going to go with Granit Xhaka. Now, of course, he made that mistake against Wolves. That was... You can't legislate for that. You can't condone it. You can't stick up for anything like that. But overall, his game against Wolves, he had a good game. There was nothing really wrong. But everyone will remember the one mistake. That's the problem that Granit Xhaka faces at the moment. You can have 89 good minutes. People will only remember the one bad minute. That's the way it is. But yeah, cut those out of his game. Stop them mistakes. And yeah, I've got no problem with him going next to Torreira. And that's Granit Xhaka. Going to move into the attacking three. And this is where I might change things up a little bit. But first of all, I'm going to go with Alex Iwobi. I seem to see a little bit more of him when he comes off the bench against Wolves. He come off at half time. I think that was actually a mistake. But he needs to be more consistent, not so much of an impact, but more of a player that does things from minute one. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm going to go with, and that's Alex Iwobi. In the number 10 position, straightforward, and that's Mesut Ozil. Again, I don't think he had an overly bad game against Wolves, but it wasn't that influential. Came off, and we need to see more from him. These are the kind of games. It's going to be cold, down at Bournemouth and everything else, down on the coast, and yeah, he needs to step up. It's as simple as that. We've got to have a big performance from Mesut Ozil, and it's going to be a tough game for him. So, yeah, straightforward, and that's Mesut Ozil. Now, on the other flank, I'm actually going to go with Henrik Mkhitaryan. I know that Aubameyang's come back from an injury. That's why he wasn't away on international duty. He's tweeted out himself that he's trying to be fit for the game and whatnot and get himself ready. But for this one, I'm actually going to go with Mkhitaryan, and I'm going to put Aubameyang on the bench, and I'm going to hopefully see impact from him from the bench like he did when he came on against Leicester and Fulham, and that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Mkhitaryan on the other flank for this game. Up front as the main striker, I'm going to go with Alexandre Lacazette. Called up to the France squad, but actually pulled out because he was injured as well. So yeah, he's had a couple of weeks rest, and he's going to be fit, ready and firing, and yeah, pretty straightforward decision, to be quite honest with you. And that's Alexandre Lacazette up front. So there we go. That is it. That is the preview. That is the predicted 1 to 11. It's going to be a very, very, very tough game against Bournemouth. We cannot take anything for granted. They win, they only go a point behind us. We win, we go 7 clear of them. And but it's going to be tough, really tough. Always is at their place. Haven't won there in the last 2. So we're going to have to rectify that, and we're going to have to put a good performance in, that's for sure. So as usual, let me know in the comment section whether you agree or disagree with my predicted lineup. Let me know what your 1 to 11 will be. Let me know what your score predictions are. I'm going to go for a 3-1 win to Arsenal. I'm going to be really bold with that one, and I'm going to go for a 3-1 win. Don't think we'll keep a clean sheet. We struggle with that. But I think we should have enough. But we will wait and see. So there'll be a matchday vlog after the game, of course the player ratings after, and then we move into Europa League action on the Thursday before the massive game against Spurs. Can't wait for that one. But until I see you lot soon, I am out of here.